What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Shotgun Fantasy YouTube channel. This is your host, Steve, here with another mock draft today. Now, it's not really a mock draft, but we're doing a best ball draft on draft.com. Now, draft.com, they have all these best ball drafts for throughout the summer. They kind of just get you they get you going throughout the summer, get you ready for fantasy football season. They help you practice. It's kind of like a mock draft, but with a slightly different mindset that with best ball leagues, you know, if your roster, you have let's see what pick I got. Oh, I got the first pick overall. So let me go ahead and draft someone. Then I'll let you guys know about the league. So we're gonna take Saquon Barkley here. I like Saquon Barkley as the number one pick. I had the opportunity to take him, so I'm gonna take him here. With best ball drafts, your roster is gonna be all right. How do we view the roster? I'm new to this. There we go. So we got 3 wide receivers we pick and a bunch of bench spots. So basically every week it's going to take my 3 best scoring wide receivers, and that's the points I'm going to get for that week. So it's just that's what's called best ball. Same for the running backs, 2 running backs, and any other running backs I have on my bench. So if I have 5 running backs and the week's over, and the 2 top scoring running backs are going to count towards my score against everyone each week, and it's just accumulating score all year long and whatnot. So it's pretty fun. It's like I said, it's a good thing to mock draft, and it's good to do these mock drafts on here. I keep saying mock draft. It's good to do these drafts on here because everyone is actually spending their own money on here. So they're pretty serious. So when you go to like a mock draft at like ESPN or NFL, there's always guys in there like taking a quarterback first overall or something because they have nothing else to do with their life. But these guys are serious. They want to win this money. And now it's not a lot of money, you know. I'm going to do a lot of these all summer. It's only $1 to get in. The winner gets $9. Like, it's nothing. You're not really doing it for the money. You're doing it for the practicing. You're doing it for, hey, if you do 10 or 15 of these and at the end of the year you come out positive and you only spent $15, whatever. It's money in your pocket. So I'm fine with that. It's going pretty quick so far. We're at the 8th pick. We got Saquon Barkley right away. Pretty happy about that. Saquon's prolific talent, and now I don't like him on the Giants, really. Eli Manning is just flattened, and no Odell Beckham, and they got Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate. I think they could scrap together like 6 wins this year, but Saquon's going to be the guy. And even with opposing teams focusing on him, stopping the run, he's so talented that he's going to be able to just put up the fantasy points, even like he did last year. I mean, Odell Beckham was hurt a lot of the season, and, you know, not a lot of the season, maybe like 6 games, 5 games. But he just still put up tons of points, and there's a reason he's the number 1 pick overall. Now, if I had one of the top 4 picks, I'd still be very happy with either of these guys, Barkley, Elliott, McCaffrey, or Kamara. So we're out here. What pick are we at? We're at the 2-2. There's still quite a few good guys on the board. Now, this is it's a 10-team league, so we're gonna have the 20th pick overall. And I'd be pretty happy to get any of these guys I see right here, and I get the turn, so I get 2 picks in a row. So I'm pretty happy about it. So it's June 1st today. It's June 1st. That's awesome because the next month is July, and like once it's July, everything really picks up. I mean, you get at the end of July, you get training camp starting before preseason, and man, I like get so sad every time the NFL season ends that I have to wait so long, but man, it just flies by, and I am excited that fantasy football is back. All my league chats are starting back up, and I'm just happy. I'm a happier guy in this time of year and in the fall. And I think everyone could agree with me, whether you want to say it or not. We're almost up here. Let's see what's happened so far. Has anything crazy happened so far? Kelsey went at the 1-8. That is crazy. I mean, he's the new Gronk, so you can get him in the first round, but I don't know. That's tough. So he got him there. Gurley went at the 1-9. I'm not touching Gurley this year. There's just nowhere, unless he like fell late second. I mean, that's even risky. I'd rather just get 2 guys who aren't going to have like huge question marks. Gurley's got this huge question mark on him, and I'd rather stay away. After Gurley, Adams and Connor, I like that combination. A lot of people are I think Connor's ADP is going to slip a little bit deeper into the second round by the time draft season comes. People are afraid of Benny Snell. I'm not afraid of Benny Snell. I think James Conner's good. I think they like Jalen Samuels. But those 2 guys, like, they can be both successful in that offense, and I think James Conner can still return early second-round value. So I like James Conner. I like Joe Mixon. I mean, a lot of people are afraid of that offense, but I like Joe Mixon. All right, let's go. We get 2 picks here in a row. Let's think about this real quick. We want to get a running back and a wide receiver. We're gonna go with Mike Evans here. I like Mike Evans, and I think he can put up pretty good points every other week. So he's gonna be a pretty good player for our best ball team. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take Damian Williams with the new news out that he is gonna be the starter. Now that might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but if you are deemed the starter on the Chiefs, that means you're probably gonna be the starter for at least 6 weeks. Depending if something goes wrong, if he gets injured or if some guy starts playing better. I mean, you want the starting running back in the Chiefs offense. It's proven to be such a valuable commodity in fantasy leagues to have the running back for the Chiefs, the starting running back, because that's what Andy Reid does, is he likes to have a featured back. And what Damian Williams did at the end of the year, and they give him that extension, I think this is all trending in the right position. Now, if the good news continues throughout the offseason, approaching the first game of the year, and he plays well in the preseason, and just words are flowing really well, and there's good stuff coming out about him, I think this guy can move up early into the second round ADP. I mean, I don't know what people need to see. They saw the last few games of the season, he was just super valuable, putting up really serious good numbers in the playoffs and at the end of the year when Kareem Hunt left. So I got him at the 3-1. I think he's moving up. He's moving up, and you're going to have to pay a good price again. I mean, you have to decide if you want him over guys like Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Odell Beckham. Those kind of guys. You're going to have to make that decision, and it's going to be a tough one. But I'm glad I got him. I think there's still a lot of good value here on the board. Now I have a lot of guys to pick. Let's see what happened. George Kittle and Zach Ertz go in the 3rd round. Now, that's pretty normal. This is a 10-team league, so if it was a 12-team league, they probably would have been at the end of the 2nd round if I do my math correctly. But that's pretty normal. If I'm not investing in Travis Kelce early, I'm probably not going after one of these guys unless they slip to me in a good spot, late 3rd round, maybe early 4th. So I probably won't be touching those guys. I do want a good tight end this year, but I think there's quite a good, there's some good value in the middle of the rounds. I like Evan Ingram this year. I like Hunter Henry coming back. I like Jared Cook in New Orleans. Everyone's favorite sleeper, Vance McDonald. I do like him. He's kind of like the last one that gets picked. I think he's the 10th tight end that usually gets picked, so he's like the last one. Then you got David Njoku. But once you get past David Njoku, if you're a David Njoku fan and think he's a part of like the rest of these guys, it falls off pretty hard. I mean, you got Delaney Walker down here. He's always been reliable, but last year with that injury, we don't know exactly how he's going to come back from that. But other than that, you're taking shots. You're streaming every week, which is fine. I've done that plenty of times. I stream quarterback. I stream tight end, and you can easily win a league that way. It just gets frustrating, and it's nice to have a solid tight end you can start every week and not have to think about it. So, but we're not going to take a tight end right now. We got, what's our roster look like? Check it out. Our roster right now is Saquon, Damian Williams, Mike Evans. I like that. So, we're just going to keep taking best player available. How do you get back to the draft? All right, how many picks we got? We got a few picks left. Let's start looking at guys we're going to target. Patrick Mahomes is still there. That's a pretty good value. He's slipping pretty hard. He's been going in the 4th round. Actually, he started off the offseason in like the 3rd round, but I think his value is like going back to where it should be in the 4th round, where guys like Rodgers have been taken in the last few years. That's where Mahomes is going. He's going to regress. Everyone knows that. Like, there's regression. He threw for 50 touchdowns. I could see him throw for 40, though, still. Maybe even 45. Like, still good numbers, even without Tyreek Hill. I mean, but don't overlook that. Tyreek Hill is gone. McCole Hardman, he might have similar skill set, but he's not Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's not gone, but as I record this video today, I said this in the last video, I don't think he's playing. Wow, he just got him at 4.7. I think that's a really good value. It probably took that guy was probably banging his finger on the button right there, trying to make that pick right as he was able to. So a lot of good quarterbacks still available. I'd be happy with a lot of these guys. But since it's a best ball league, you kind of want to get a couple really good quarterbacks. Not really good, but a couple guys who are gonna produce for you every single week. Now you can draft, like, I think you can draft 3 quarterbacks. I'm not sure if there's a limit. But when I've done these in the past, I've drafted 3 like average quarterbacks, or I've drafted 2 quarterbacks, one good and then one like average one. Just for weeks when that average guy hits his ceiling, he'll give me those points over my guy, and it covers bye weeks. I don't know if they say bye weeks on here, but let's go ahead and take Andrew Luck. I really like Andrew Luck. He's questionable. I don't even know what that means. But we'll take Andrew Luck as our quarterback, and then we won't take a quarterback for a while. Maybe get like a guy like Josh Allen or Phillip Rivers or Dak Prescott, someone down there. So let's go ahead and look at wide receivers since we only have one. Running out of time. Let's go ahead and take Robert Woods. I like Robert Woods. A lot of people are talking crap about him. Not crap, but they're just like, oh, he's going way too high. I mean, all those Rams receivers proved to put up the points last year, The reason all their ADP is very similar. You can see Brandon Cooks right there and Cooper Kupp. They're all very close in ADP. It's because they all put up very similar numbers. I mean, Cooper Kupp even more. I just don't trust Cooper Kupp this year because I don't like guys coming off an ACL their first season back. And sometimes their career completely takes a different track. Like he might not ever be the same player. It's a possibility. So I don't like him in that first year back. He might not even start the season. He might miss 4 or 5 games. We don't know that. So for me to take him in this best ball league is just a risk, and I'm not willing to take that risk. Not when I got Moolah on the line. I don't really care about my money, but it's fun. So we got a while till we pick. We got like 16 picks. So let's go ahead and take a look at our roster again. Andrew Luck, Saquon Barkley, Damian Williams, Mike Evans, Robert Woods. I like this team a lot. If I had this team in a regular league, I'd be pretty ecstatic about it, no doubt. And yeah, it is a 10-team league, but 10-team leagues, the way I feel about them is there's guys that can leave the draft and their team looks bad, and some teams look stacked, and you're like, how did you let that happen? It's a 10-team league. You should have a lot of good guys on your team, but it's not as easy as you think. You got to make the right picks, and you got to have the right evaluations on players. So I feel like this team's pretty safe right now. Damian Williams, slight risk, not really, but Robert Woods and Mike Evans, I like those. I like those picks. And Andrew Luck, I feel pretty safe with that. He was the comeback player last year. He just was. He returned to the top 3 quarterback value that he had years ago. What was that? 4 or 5 years ago, before all the shoulder complications. So I like Andrew Luck there. Like I said, we're not looking at running back again. Tight end, we might grab. Let's see who's available. O.J. Howard, Evan Ingram. So there's still a lot of tight ends I like. Maybe we'll take one at the turn. We'll think about it. But right now, I'm definitely not looking at quarterback, so I'm going to keep that filter off. But I guess I'd like to get another wide receiver or another running back priority. So we're almost there. Anything crazy happen? Let's check that out. See, Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods right next to each other. Chris Godwin, I'm a real fan of. I liked him last year. Now that Deshaun Jackson's gone, I'm pretty happy. I'd be excited to have him on my team. Kenny Golladay, I like that value in the 5th round. Mark Ingram, the Ravens are just, I don't know. I don't want him. Sony Michel, right there, almost in the 6th round. I like that pick. That's a really good value. I like Sony Michel. What he did at the end of the year and what he did in the playoffs was pretty eye-opening. And he was injured last year in the beginning. Don't forget that. Sony Michel was injured in the beginning of the year, which is why James White finishes the top 10 fantasy running back in PPR leagues. But that's not going to happen again. James White will not be a top 10 running back, and Sony Michel will be a higher running back, I think, by the time the season ends. So go ahead and grab your guys like Sony Michel in that position, like the 5'10", great value. I like that. So who are we looking at here? We're almost up. We like Calvin Ridley. I do like Calvin Ridley. I like these tight ends, and I like Kenyon Drake. How do you feel about Kenyon Drake? Post a comment. That's the only thing I want you to comment on this video is how do you feel about Kenyon Drake? Because I hate him. I think. Maybe I'll draft him. I don't know. Some good wide receivers still here. I really like Robbie Anderson. So I think I might grab a tight end. Maybe Evan Ingram. OJ Howard just went. So if I look at the tight ends, they're falling off. I might not get one if I don't take one here at the turn. One of these top 4 guys right here. So let's go ahead and take the guy we like. We like Evan Ingram. We'll take him. Let's turn tight end off. And let's draft our favorite wide receiver. Favorite wide receiver here. I mean, how could you not like Tyler Boyd after what he did last year? It was his breakout season. I know AJ was down. There's a chance AJ could go down again. I've heard some reports for some fantasy doctor guys. I'll just go ahead and reference him. The fantasy doctors. Dr. Jesse Morris, I watch his videos sometimes. So I'm talking about, I think it was on Nick Ercolano's YouTube channel. Nick, or Big Dog's Gotta Eat. He has Jesse Morris on sometimes. And he was talking about AJ Green. And I don't think he was good with AJ Green's foot injury. I think he was kind of worried about it. I like that account, that Fantasy Doctors account. It's pretty good. If you haven't heard about it, go check them out. I'm definitely not affiliated with them at all, but it's pretty good information. When an injury happens, you kind of usually post like a video or something and talks about the injury and what you can expect before the mainstream news comes out. That doesn't really tell you a lot of information. Got a lot of picks. Let's check out the team. Andrew Luck, Saquon, Damian Williams, Mike Evans, Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd, Evan Ingram. I'm liking this team. I am liking this team. We almost filled out the starters, technically. Like I said, there's not really starters. It's just those are the spots that you'll actually get points for every week. But if there's someone on my bench, if there's a quarterback on my bench that scores higher than Andrew Luck, he'll get put in the starting position at the end of the week. It's kind of weird because, like, the way to explain it is your top 2 running backs that's who's going to be started, but they already were started. You know, you're just getting the points for your top 2, how many spots you can fill in here, your running backs and whatnot. So we're not going to look at tight end again, maybe to the end of the draft. How long is this draft? I think it's like 18 rounds. I don't even know. You guys might be here for a while. It's good to have you, though. Give us a subscription or a subscribe. Ring the bell. We're going to be posting mock draft videos all summer, you know, using the Sleeper app, ADP, or football calculator, all that stuff. Maybe on ESPN. Those kind of take a while, but this is taking a while. But it's fun. You know, this is like, I like to do these, like I said, because they're real, you know, they're real drafts. There's people in here. There's only 30-second picks, so that's great. That ESPN, they need to fix that for their mock draft library. It's only, it's like a minute and 45 seconds or something. It's ridiculous. Darius Geis. I don't want that. So I posted an article yesterday on the website that I write for and help make content for. It's called Climb the Pocket, ranking all 32 fantasy offenses. Now, I described it as a deep dive, but it wasn't actually too deep because I kind of just scrapped it together. But it's actually pretty good information because it's something you should think about in all your drafts, that you want to draft players on good offenses as opposed to players on bad offenses. So, like, I have the Redskins as one of the worst offenses in the league. So to invest a high draft pick, maybe a top 7 round draft pick, I guess he went in the 8th, on Darius Geis or something, it's just risky. And, like, I'd rather just have someone else who's on a good team. And we'll go over some examples here and talk about that article after I make a few of these picks. But go check it out right now. It's on climbthepocket.com, ranking all 32 offenses by Steve Catalano. And I got this nice nifty table here, and we'll look through that, like I said, right after I make these picks. Let's go ahead and look here. Interesting. Darrell Henderson, he's moving up a lot. Wow. That is quite the jump. So let's go ahead and look at some wide receivers and running backs. I like Darrell Henderson, but I just don't know if I want to invest that right away. It's kind of not a for sure thing. We will take Marvin Jones. like Marvin Jones. And then we'll take, man, this part of the draft thins out, and you better take your guys and you better hit, because that's going to win you your league, is when you hit on these guys. Let's try Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones. I could talk about him. Last year, he was like historically one of the worst running backs ever. But he just didn't get the opportunity, and he was in a dirt cutter offense who loves to throw, and they just don't like to run. One of the reasons I definitely do not like Devonta Freeman this year. So let's go ahead and check out this table. Like I said, ranking all fantasy offenses. So I kind of gave a score for each position, QB, RB, wide receiver, and tight ends for that team. So like the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, he got one of the highest. They're all out of 25, and then the team score is a total. So Patrick Mahomes gets a 24, him being the top-ranked quarterback. The RB core of the Chiefs, Damian Williams and Carlos Hyde, they get an 18, which is a solid score. You'll look. There's some teams on here like the Bills, LaShawn McCoy, and who? Devin Singletary or whatever, like 13. I don't want a running back for the Bills. So they're down there. Wide receiver core, they got a 16, and that's me assuming Tyreek Hill's not playing. So they got McCole Hardman, they got not that many receivers. Sammy Watkins, tight end, Travis Kelce, off the top of the charts. I almost gave him a 25, but I don't know how you get a 25. It's hard to get a perfect score in anything, isn't it? So anyway, so basically they received an A, and the letter grade's pretty not really important. It kind of just separates tiers of players. But the best fantasy offenses, just look. Chiefs, Saints, Colts, Falcons, Eagles, Rams, Vikings, Panthers, Browns, Packers, Chargers, Texans, Steelers. Those are the guys you want to draft. Those are the teams you want to draft players from, because they're just going to get more opportunity. They're going to get more opportunity. Their team's going to be in the red zone more. They're going to have more possessions. And even better, I write about this in the article, so go read it. But even better, it's when your team has a prolific offense and their defense isn't that great. Part of the reason owning Chiefs last year was awesome, because the Chiefs defense was really bad, bottom 5 in the league for a while, and their offense they were in a lot of shootouts. Patrick Mahomes, he was throwing so many touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, they were all putting up a lot of points because they had so many possessions, and teams playing against them, had a lot of points against them. So they have a bad defense, or they did, so that's why they were so up there, and they're back up there. I don't think their defense improved that much. They got Frank Clark, didn't they? Yeah, they got Frank Clark. The Vikings aren't that. They're not like that. The Rams aren't like that. The Eagles really aren't like that. The Falcons are like that. They're in a lot of shootouts as well. But then you look at some of the teams at the bottom. Sorry, I keep checking back here. I want to make sure I don't miss my pick. Some teams at the bottom: Redskins, Dolphins, Raiders, Bills, Broncos, Titans, Ravens. Did I just list all the teams you never want to draft players for? Yeah, I did. But there's guys that stand out on those teams, like Antonio Brown, Phillip Lindsay, Derrick Henry. It's going to be tempting to take those guys, and that's fine. You can take those guys. I'm not telling you not to take them. I'm just saying lower your expectations for 1 week when they don't go off because they only got like 12 carries. Well, maybe their team didn't put them into position to have that many carries. When you're going to get a lot of carries, when you control the ball, when you have the ball a lot, you're going to be able to accumulate. It's just opportunity. It's opportunity. So the better offense you're on, the more opportunities you have, and that's fantasy football right there. It's opportunity. So go ahead and give my article a read. I'll post a link in the subscription or the description, and go check it out, and check out the rest of the website. It's a pretty good website. A lot of good articles coming, and there's some good stuff coming for the summer there. They got rankings. They're going to have a lot of content. So go check it out. We're back here. Let's see who's available. Anything crazy happen? Ito Smith. I love Kiki Cutie in the 10th. Love that. Tyreek Hill and Kareem Hunt. Wow, right next to each other. Like brothers. That's funny. But I guess if you want to take a shot, Tyreek Hill only gets suspended for 4 games. You're going to have him for 8 games. So that's really good, actually. So what do we need? Let's check out our roster. We got a running back. It looks like we have the same amount of receivers as running back. So now we're just taking guys we do like. Who do we like? Man, am I going with 3 Giants? I like Sterling Shepard. I do like Sterling Shepard. Let's take Sterling Shepard. I mean, I think he proved to be pretty good when Odell was off the field, even though I think he was even better with Odell on the field. So who do we want here? Larry Fitz. I don't think he's ever going to hit those high ceilings. Carlos Hyde. Should I, tough question. I'll take Larry Fitz. I really don't have much of an explanation for taking Larry Fitz there. Kind of just ran out of time. But the other guys around him, like, it's not really exciting here. Maybe I was going to take Carlos Hyde to, like, kind of cushion myself. Man, Drew Brees. Drew Brees still there in the 11th round, guys. You can take Drew Brees. Good quarterback. He's a QB1. He's a top 10 quarterback on my list. And you get him in the 11th. I like that. But Carlos Hyde, should I take the insurance? Should I have taken the insurance if Damian Williams isn't the guy and Carlos Hyde's more of the guy? I guess my decision outweighed. You know, like I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't. Which kind of makes my Damian Williams pick even more exciting that I got him. Geronimo Allison, I like him. Still haven't seen enough from him, though. Guys I'd be targeting down here. How many picks do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 picks left. Guys I'd be targeting down here. D'Onta Foreman. I like Foreman. I think there was some news that he's showing out in OTAs. Traquan Smith could be a heavy hitter. Second-year guy. Kalen Ballage. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Kenyon Drake. So he could be the guy. Matt Breida. That's a really good value all the way down there. And man, it's pretty ugly down here. It's pretty ugly. So do what you got to do. Let's go, boys. Make them picks. Let's see who's left at tight end. I'm not going to grab one, but I'm interested. Like I said, yep, they're all gone. David Njoku just went. And look how great that drop-off is. Hooper, Herndon, Burton. Burton, kind of a sleeper. Kind of. I had him last year as my tight end one. It was a bad pick, but I was the last one to take a pick in my big money league. A tight end pick. And he was okay. I think he actually was top 10 tight end in PPR leagues. So it would have turned out pretty well. But that league was a standard league. And yes, I still play in a standard league. So we're changing it this year. I think we're going 0.25 PPR. Baby steps. Carson Wentz in almost the 12th. That is going to be a big pick. These 2 picks right here are huge. It's such good value. Especially if it was the same guy. Like if I waited on quarterback and this was my back-to-back pick, his situation would be better than whoever, Andrew Luck and whoever else I get. That's good. That's a good pick. I'm not saying it's not the same team. I'm just Paris Campbell. Still got a few picks. So let's get out of these tight ends. Let's go check out quarterback, wide receiver, and running back. Jameis. I like Jameis. Jalen Samuels could be a decent pick. I like this team. I really do. Now, when I got to the bench, it gets kind of iffy for sure. Not going to underplay that. It gets iffy. But I like my starters. But I do need some guys. I need some heavy hitters. I need some guys. This is the part of the draft in a best ball league when you want to throw some darts. Throw some darts to some guys who are going to have some high ceilings. So these guys are going to get me my floor points. They're going to most likely be the guys who give me actually count towards my score every week. But the guys I draft on my bench, my Sterling Shepard, when he goes for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns or 150 yards and a touchdown, he's going to have a better week than Tyler Boyd or Robert Woods probably that week. So he'll be in there. So I got to start taking guys who are going to have a high ceiling, lower floor, but high ceiling. I'm thinking about taking another quarterback. Big Ben. Cam Newton. I like Cam. I think I'm going to take Cam. Those rushing yards are tough. Tough to pass up. I'll cue him up. Let's cue him. Queued him up. I like Jalen Samuels. Let's cue him up. Deshaun Jackson. I heard good things about him. Let's cue him up. That's a heavy hitter right there. Heavy hitter, Deshaun Jackson. Deion Lewis. Nope. Michael Gallup. That could be a sleeper this year. He had some good games last year for Dallas. And now with Amari there, like full time, he's gonna get all that secondary coverage and for sure. Matt Breida. Cue him up. Deshaun Hamilton. Let's cue him up. So let's go ahead and take Cam Newton and Deshaun Jackson. We're just going to keep going down here and queuing up guys we like. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. It's ugly. It's ugly down here, guys. It's ugly. Like I said, these last few picks. There's DeMarcus Robinson. He's the other guy I was thinking about on the Chiefs. The other wide receiver. Robert Foster. That's a good pick. And that's late. With Josh Allen, I mean, I think, how many picks we got left? We got 5 picks left. If I can get him as one of my last few picks, I'd be super hyped. I like him better than Deshaun Hamilton. I'd probably stay away from Deshaun Hamilton just for that. Cue up Jameis if he's still there. Josh Allen. All right, James got picked right as I queued him up. And Big Ben. Big Ben in the 13th. I know Antonio Brown's gone. That's definitely going to lower his numbers, but I like that. Emmanuel Sanders. Why not? Yeah. Look at that huge balance. $9.20. That's all I have in my name. That's what I got. I just put it all in the draft account for you guys. Did it for you. So these drafts are pretty long. Your time invested, but it starts to go a little quicker when guys start not knowing who to take. And it's only 30 seconds. I like that. That's my favorite part. 30 seconds, it goes quick. During the week, these are actually really fun during the actual season because you draft like 5 players, like 2 running backs, 2 pass catchers, and a quarterback. So they go so quick. They're really addicting, super addicting. It's like a whole different DFS. There's less money to win, really, unless you invest a lot. Like if you put in $10, the winner gets like 30 something and second place gets 20 something. Like it's really not that great of an investment, but it's fun, super quick. Like I said, it's addicting. You can lose some money on this shit because you'll be putting in money and losing. You're like, I want to do another one, or you do multiple during the week. It's fun, but this is a good way to mock draft. I like this. If this was my team, I'd be pretty happy. Now my bench, questionable. I keep saying that. Not a fan, but we'll see. I like that I have Saquon. This is a first overall pick. I don't think I've done a draft like that where I have the first overall pick and I have Saquon. My favorite spot is the 4th spot, and I think it's pretty known that everyone wants that spot. It's because they get one of whoever remains out of the 4, the big 4: Saquon, Ezekiel Elliott, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara. And personally, I think it's going to be Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey. Probably Christian McCaffrey, but I'd be happy with him. And then I get a sooner pick on the way back around. My second pick here was who was my second pick? Guess it was Mike Evans. Mike Evans was my second pick, and then Damian Williams. So I was pretty happy with the turn I had there. That's a good thing. You get the turn. You get 2 high-valued players. So we're coming back up. We still got some guys here that we queued up. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback to take. Jimmy G. AP. That might be a good pick. Do I like AP or Matt Breida? I think I like AP. I'm a little worried about Darius Geis. So I'll take AP. They just gave him an extension. And if you ask me, I don't think Adrian Peterson and Darius Geis are like completely different running backs. Unless they're planning on using Darius Geis just out of the backfield strictly, which I don't think that. So they re-signed him for a reason. I'll take a risk. Oh, I'm back on the clock. Let's take some receivers that we like. Let's take Deshaun Hamilton. Deshaun Hamilton, and on the way back, so we got how many picks left? 3, right? 3 picks left. If we can get Robert Foster and another quarterback, I'll be pretty happy. Someone just went. Who went? Kirk Cousins. It's fine. Who else is available at quarterback? Mitch Trubisky. I mean, there's a lot of good quarterbacks left. The starters end like here. So you'll get someone. I'm preferably one of these top 3 right here. I like Mitch Trubisky. Nick Foles. I mean, I'd probably wait to the very last pick to take another quarterback. Other people might have that strategy, so hopefully it doesn't backfire. But I should probably grab another tight end. Any other tight ends? Let's see. Dallas Goedert. Yeah. Jimmy Graham. Mark Andrews. Ian Thomas. Sleeper tight end this year. Haven't heard anyone say that, but Ian Thomas when Greg Olsen was down. Cameron Brate. Always a touchdown guy. So we've got players queued up. Let's just go off our queue. I don't really want to look through this giant player pool anymore. It's just getting kind of full. We're almost to home stretch, guys. Home stretch. Draft.com. It's fun. But even better, what's more fun, is following Shotgun Fantasy on Twitter at Shotgun Fantasy or myself at Steve2, the number 2.0OH. So it's right there on the video. Give us a check it out. Follow a lot of good fantasy football accounts. I post some good stats. I'm a good follow. So give us a subscription. Subscribe. The YouTube channel is going to start booming. We're going to come out with a couple videos a week. Why not? Give you guys what you need, some content. So some content to help you win your fantasy football league. The slogan is what? Sights set on championships. You know, because shotgun, fantasy, target, crosshair. Can't believe it's June 1st. I live in Florida, so it's starting to get super hot. Really hot. So that's why I'm inside on Saturday. But it's nice to go to the pool and whatnot. It's going to start raining here soon. Rainy season starts today. You know what that means? Humidity. Awful. That's why people don't like coming here, but it's the best. It's one of the best states in the winter. The winter. It's great. 60s all year, all winter long. 70 when it's nice. 50s when it sucks. You know, it's not that bad. So I like that. Came from Illinois. Chicago had a bad winter. Bad winter. It was good to be away. Good to be away. But what's even better is that football's back. It's not back. We still got how many days? 30, 60, 90. Damn, we got like 90 days. 95. 90 days or something. It's going to fly by, though. Especially when you guys like subscribe to the channel and come check us out. And we're going to have videos all the time. Like, it's going to be great. And you read my articles up here. I got this article, and I have another article, too. Rules to change in your fantasy football league. Go check that one out, too. I talk about different rules to just implement to make your league a little more spicy. Spice it up. Maybe you're in that 10-team standard league still, and it's just kind of getting boring. Spice it up with a little something, something. Go read the article. That you can read all year long. You know, there's nothing that's going to be updated in that as far as talking about certain players. So it's a good generic fantasy football article. Go check it out. ClimbThePocket.com. Appreciate it. So a lot of guys that we queued up are still good here. And like I said, we got 3 picks left. So we're going to wait to take a quarterback. Or no, wait. We're going to wait to take a tight end. Quarterback's almost gone. I think Mitch Trubisky is actually a pretty good value there. And he's gone. That's the second time that's happened. But I guess it's bound to happen. Dallas Goedert, sleeper tight end. If he was just on like the Cowboys, he'd be top 10. I mean, I like him a lot. Robert Foster, we got our guy. Man, I have like no running backs. I feel like I have no running backs. 1, 2, man. We're low on RB, guy. We are low on RBs. Let's take another quarterback. Sam Darnold or Nick Foles? Sam Darnold, Nick Foles. Sam Darnold. So we have 3 quarterbacks. Damn, I'm screwed on tight end if I don't take a tight end. I kind of screwed up there. I shouldn't have taken a quarterback. I should have taken another tight end. Um, and then I should have went and got another RB because I only have 4 RBs. And it would be good to take a shot on one of these rookies or Jamal Williams or something. CJ Anderson, Mike Davis. Just someone who could get you points. Gus. Yeah. Kind of screwed that up. But we're going to take another tight end. I don't want to be screwed on tight end points if Evan Ingram gets injured or something. So we're going to grab probably Jimmy Graham if he's available. Jason Witten. I liked Mark Andrews. That was a good pick. I like that pick. Come on, people. Let's go. Ugh, Eifert. Ugh. No Fant. Maybe. Austin Safarian Jenkins. Damn, you think Jimmy Graham will slip to me? I got quite a few picks. I don't think he's gonna slip. I don't think he's gonna go undrafted. So we gotta prepare for if not. And if not, I think we're gonna go with probably Cameron Brate. They lost to Deshaun Jackson, so they lost a pass catcher. And Cameron Brate is still a red zone guy, and he's still on that contract. Bruce Arians. I don't know if he's a tight end guy to utilize the tight end. I like Ian Thomas. I'm not a Ricky Seals-Jones guy. Jason Witten back from Monday Night Football. That's funny. And down here it just gets pretty deep. Jordan Thomas. I feel like he could be good with Deshaun Watson in the game. Well, this draft's almost wrapping up, so I just want to thank you guys for coming out and watching this video. Like I said, mock drafts all the time. We probably won't do like these mock drafts on Draft App all the time because they're kind of long. This is going to be a much longer video than something I do on the Sleeper app, which is probably like going to be like 20 minutes, 15 minutes. This is going to be a little longer, but thanks for sticking through it. I'll show you the results after. We'll analyze the team, maybe compare it to a few other teams. We can do that now, actually. I mean, this is Yazoo Dog. His core is pretty solid. I mean, these players right here. His first quarterback's Kyler, which is kind of risky, and his next quarterback's Derek Carr. So I don't think I'm that big of a fan of that. How about this guy? Russell Wilson, good pick. Christian McCaffrey, Devin Cook, Julian. Okay, I like this team. Don't really like the receivers, but it's not bad. He's got good running back and good quarterback depth with Dak. So that's not bad. How about this guy, Varro? I like this team a lot. Kenny Drake, there he is. Comment. Kenny Drake, comment. Alvin Kamara, love him. Miller, Odell and Antonio Brown and Robbie. That's a really good wide receiver core. And you got Patty Mahomes. So that's nice. It's nice to have. How about this guy's team? Melvin Gordon, Nick Chubb. Oh, I like this team. I do. George Kittle, DJ Moore. Pretty good bench. Not bad. Oh, and Jimmy Graham's gone. Shoot. All right, so we got to prepare. Who we taking, guys? Who we taking? I think I'm going to take Cameron Brate. I mean, there are weeks he's going to get me 0. Hopefully Evan Ingram isn't injured during those weeks. So, who's going to give me points every week? Safarian Jenkins? They have to. All right, I'm going with Safarian Jenkins. I think I'm going to. This isn't a regular season league to where I'm going to start Cameron Brate at good matchups where teams can't defend tight ends. Because really all that gets you is like a 10-point max. It's like 2 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. It's like 8 points. 9 points and a half PPR like this is. So I'd rather go with Safarian Jenkins, who it's more of a risk because I don't know how his chemistry will be with Tom Brady, but Gronk is gone, so they're going to have to throw to someone. They lost a lot of pass catchers. They got Kill Harry, Julian Edelman. Yeah. Chris Hogan, is he still there? Not sure. Come on, man. Devin Singletary. That's a good pick. Can you imagine if Jamal Williams is the starter for the Packers? Something happens. Great pick. It's good to have the running back for the Packers. Even though they throw a lot, they usually do pretty well. Is this guy really about to get auto-picked? I mean, maybe he's purposely getting auto-picked. Alexander Madison. That's a solid pick. 18-8. People are worried about Dalvin Cook because of that guy. But the way I see it is he does exactly what Dalvin Cook does well. Everything. So he's kind of there. He's there just in case Dalvin Cook gets injured again. So we'll take Safarian Jenkins, like we said. And that's going to complete our draft. Well, let's go ahead and check out the team one more time. So Andrew Luck, Saquon Barkley, Damian Williams, Mike Evans, Robert Woods, Tyler Boyd, Evan Ingram, Marvin Jones, Ronald Jones, Sterling Shepard, Larry Fitz, Cam Newton, Deshaun Jackson, Adrian Peterson, Deshaun Hamilton, Robert Foster, Sam Darnold, Austin Safarian Jenkins. So that was the mock. Go to draft.com and do these drafts. The mobile app's even better. I just did this so I could record the video for you guys. But thanks for coming out. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter at Shotgun Fantasy. And stay tuned. Give us a subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you know when the next one comes. Because mock draft videos are very entertaining for me. I watch a lot of them. Other content creators make them. They help me make this. So give us a follow. Ring the bell. And I hope you guys come back and watch the next one. Thanks.